They told you talent wins. They told you some people are just born with it. But here's the truth. Talent might get you started. Consistency is what makes you unstoppable. Every master you admire, the athlete, the entrepreneur, the artist, didn't just wake up gifted. They weren't chosen by the universe. They earned their greatness. One small, boring, relentless step at a time. Let's get real. Talent is overrated. Talent is nothing more than potential, and potential means nothing if it isn't developed. You know how many talented kids never become professionals? How many genius students end up average in life? It's not because they weren't gifted. It's because they didn't stay consistent. Meanwhile, the underdog, the one who didn't start with all the natural advantages, kept showing up, kept learning, kept improving, and eventually that so-called talent was left behind. Consistency doesn't look flashy. It's not the highlight reel. It's not viral. It's the grind no one claps for. It's waking up early to train when everyone else sleeps. It's writing one page a day until you got a book. It's making one small improvement every single day. Consistency is invisible in the moment, but over time, it becomes unstoppable momentum. Here's the formula most people ignore. Consistency times time equals mastery. Do something once, it's nothing. Do something for a week, it's a hobby. Do something for a month, it's progress. Do something every day for years. That's when you become world class. Look at the gym. One workout doesn't change your body, but 300 workouts, 1,000 workouts, that's transformation. The magic isn't in intensity, it's in repetition. Take Kobe Bryant. People called him talented, but what they didn't see was the insane consistency behind the scenes. He was in the gym at 4 a.m., practicing the same shot again and again, sometimes shooting 800 times in one session. Not flashy, not exciting, just relentless repetition. Was he talented? Sure. But what separated him from the rest was that his consistency was greater than their talent. Here's the trap most people fall into. They wait for motivation. Motivation is temporary. Motivation is emotional. Motivation is a spark. It burns bright, but burns out fast. Consistency doesn't care if you're tired. Consistency doesn't care if you're inspired. Consistency says, do it anyway. That's the difference between amateurs and masters.
People think consistency means doing huge things every day. Wrong. Consistency is about small wins stacked daily. 20 push-ups every morning, reading 10 pages of a book, practicing your craft for an hour. It's not about perfection. It's about persistence. Miss a day? Fine. Get back up tomorrow. The goal isn't never to fail. The goal is never to quit. Let's be real. Consistency requires discipline. Discipline is choosing what you want most over what you want now. Talent wants things easy. Consistency is ready to work hard. Discipline doesn't ask, do I feel like it? It simply answers, this is what I do. When you build discipline, you no longer depend on motivation. You become unstoppable because your actions aren't tied to feelings. Here's why most people don't reach mastery. They stop too soon. They try for a few weeks, maybe a few months. When they don't see massive results, they quit. But success isn't a microwave, it's a slow cooker. It takes time, it takes patience. Consistency isn't sexy, but it's undefeated. Here's a rule that will change your life. Get 1% better every day. 1% doesn't sound like much, but compound it over a year and you'll be 37 times better. That's how mastery is built. Not in giant leaps, but in steady steps. The world is full of talented people who never went anywhere, but there has never been a consistent person who didn't grow. Consistency turns ordinary into extraordinary. Consistency turns dreams into reality. Consistency beats talent every single time. Think about Rocky Balboa. He wasn't the most talented fighter. He wasn't the fastest. He wasn't the strongest. But he had something his opponents didn't. Consistency in the grind, discipline in the struggle, and a refusal to quit. That's why he became the champion. Not because of talent, but because he simply showed up more times than anyone else. Mastery isn't a destination, it's a way of life. You don't arrive at mastery. You live in it every day by staying consistent. When you see someone who's great at what they do, remember, you're not seeing their talent, you're seeing their consistency. So how do you do it? How do you build this superpower? Start small. Don't try to change everything overnight. Focus on one habit, set a schedule. Consistency thrives on routine. Track your progress. Seeing improvement fuels persistence. Forgive mistakes. Missing one day doesn't erase progress. Just get back up. Play the long game. Don't expect instant results. Expect transformation over years.
The world will always praise talent. But when the lights go out and the noise fades, talent alone won't save you. Consistency will. It doesn't matter where you start. It doesn't matter if you weren't born gifted. If you show up every single day, if you keep working when others quit, if you refuse to stop, you will win. Remember this: talent sets the stage, consistency writes the script, and mastery belongs to the ones who never quit. So don't wait for motivation. Don't envy talent. Stay consistent. Because in the end, consistency beats talent. Always. Subscribe.